What's going on? Jade here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're going to be checking out the Wurkkos CL01. The CL01 is a compact camp lantern that's highly adjustable and available on Amazon for only $35. They did give me a coupon code for this one, so it does stack with other Amazon deals. You'll have to enter it manually. I'll put it down in the description of the video next to a link to where you can find this light. I believe that coupon will go through September 5th and will bring the price down to around $32, so really affordable. Let's get into the light. This one is a tubular design, about 4.2 inches tall and 1.8 inches in diameter. So it puts out a lot of light, but still pretty compact. So if you're taking this with you camping, it's not going to add a whole lot of weight. In fact, it weighs about 6.3 ounces. It does come with this compact carrying case as well to keep it protected while it's in your bag. Has a lot of really nice mounting options as well. So we have the hook at the top. So most tents have a spot where you can hook a lantern up at the top of the tent, and so that you can utilize it for that. You can also just put it onto a branch or something similar, so it gives you a couple different options for hanging. But one thing I really like is this base plate on the bottom that allows you to mount tripods. Now they do sell a tripod specifically for this light, but if you have tripods already for your cameras, you can utilize those as well. It's pretty universal, so this is one that doesn't really add any height, but if you just needed that extra stability, you can screw that right into there. Obviously with some of them you'd be able to add a little bit of height onto that as well, but again, if you just need that extra stability, you're setting it down on uneven ground, this will give that to you. So really nice option to be able to have that for mounting as well, and quick and easy to remove as well. Sorry for that loud noise as I dropped it. So this is all being powered by a 21700 lithium ion battery. It's USB-C rechargeable. You can see we have this port here above that CL01, and the nice thing about it is that takes in power. So from a dead battery, it's going to charge in about 2.5 hours, but you can also use it as a backup 5000 milliamp hour battery to charge your devices and things like that. I believe it cuts off once you hit 3 volts to preserve battery, but as a nice backup battery option, really nice feature on this one as well. I do think it comes in a couple other colors. This white one is cheaper on Amazon at the moment. Sometimes those prices do fluctuate though. Now the user interface on this is pretty simple as well and gives you a lot of modularity. So if you press and hold this button, it will go into your moonlight mode, which is a single lumen. This is going to last for around 300 hours. Now by holding the button, or if we turn it off and back on, it does have a memory mode of the last main mode you left it in, but by holding that button, it's either going to gradient up, or if you let go and do it again, gradient down. And so that allows you to really get very precise with where you want to set that. Obviously you don't know exactly how many lumens you put out, but you can choose the brightness yourself. Another really neat feature of this light is you don't have to choose between that natural light or the clear white light. And so right now we have that white light, but this dial on top, you can see it has a range of 3000K to 6000K. And so you can manipulate that dial to go from that clear white light over to your more natural light if that's your preference. And if multiple people are using that, you don't have to choose one model or the other. They're both readily available there. Now we can also do a double tap to get into our turbo mode, which is at 550 lumens. And so that makes it really easy to quickly get into that brighter mode. But even from here, you can hold that button to start gradiating downwards, and then again, let go and hold it again to gradient upwards back towards that 550. So really like those features as well. Now, if we turn it off and triple click it, we get our RGB mode. And so you can rotate this dial to change the colors. You can also hold it and do the same gradient to change those colors as well. You have a few different settings in here as well for different types of lights. I personally am not one to use a lot of these different RGB modes, but I do like just having the option to have that ambient light color set to one color. So that makes it really simple to get into by just triple clicking it. And again, you can easily turn it off with a single click. Last but not least, we have the quadruple click in order to get into our lockout mode. So if we do that, it'll flash to let you know, and then anytime you try and turn it on in the lockout mode, it's just going to do that flash and then not go on. And so you can quadruple click again to get out of it, and it immediately goes on in the last mode that you left it. Again, you can adjust that color gradient from that clear to the natural colors and then hold it to cycle through the different colors. So the user interface is really simple. That's something that's really important to me. Lately, my wife's been using my flashlights a lot, and it drives her crazy when she picks up a flashlight and it's just not intuitive to quickly turn it on and off and use it. And more often than not, there are flashlights like that. So I really appreciate that Wurkkos is always paying attention to get those super simple UIs. And it's also also nice to have that adjustability for people who prefer one or the other in terms of the tone of the light itself. So this goes up to a maximum of 550 lumens and then down to 1 lumen in that moonlight mode. That's actually decently bright, especially in a dark environment. You can turn it up obviously if you're going to be reading or something, but just to give you that visibility, that 1 lumen in this lantern mode is pretty visible. Another nice thing that I don't know how well it'll pick up here, I tried to dim my recording lights a decent amount for this one so that we can see the light a little bit better, but it does glow after you turn on that light, so it has that ring around the bottom so you can easily identify it in the dark. Once you turn those lights off, it makes it a little bit easier to find, and that glow lasts a decent amount of time in the dark. And obviously if you've been using it for a while, if it's been on for an hour under that charge of the LEDs, it will glow a little bit longer. So really cool light. Again, I'll make sure to leave a link to it down in the description of the video if you're interested in picking one up. Let me know what you think of this one down in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other content. All helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.